What's going on YouTube? It's Maffu here, and we won KVK. Yeah, I'm zone 4 right now, but we do have Kingsland under control now. This is the first KVK I've won in the past 7 months. I've lost the last 2 KVKs, and it feels good to get a win. It does. Before we get into why or how we won, I want to give some huge shoutouts to some big players in the KVK who made an absolute difference on the battlefield. I want to shout out our war leads, Shy, Monster, Lady Devil, and whoever else was in the war lead discords and putting markers down. I think Shadow helped. I want to give a big shout out to all the garrison leads and rally leads that were constantly rallying and garrison everything. And a huge shout out to the Krakens who were solo filling the entire KVK. Wizard Goodwin dropped 100 million power. Queenie dropped 100 million power. Purple Lotus dropped roughly like 80 to 100 million power. We would not have won this KVK without these players, and I think that needs to be said. Them solo filling flags when we were struggling to hold definitely helped us a lot while we were defending during everyone's uptime. Now, obviously, there's a lot of players here that I could give shoutouts to: Mona, Bank, Great Rally, and so many more players who fought on the field rallies, and garrisons, and swarmed. There's so many players. I ended up dropping down to 68 million power, and this is actually crazy because I actually trained 120,000 T5 mid-fight just to keep fighting. And hey, this is what the troop count looks like at the end. I'll show you guys my deads and my stats and stuff in a second here. Let me explain the map and what actually happened in Kingsland, because if you guys tuned into the live stream, you might be thinking there's no way we win this KVK, and everyone was typing in the chat. Trust me, I saw the chat messages. Everyone was like, you're gonna lose, you're gonna lose, you're gonna lose. And hey, we ended up defending till their downtime. That was kind of the goal. Obviously, 1v3 is very, very difficult. We were expecting to get burnt with the majority of the early fights, and we were burning for probably like 12 hours. We were minimizing losses. We dropped territory that we thought was unnecessary. We did have a good chunk of territory, which was mainly down here on this right next to our pass, and this territory held enough teleport spots for almost our whole kingdom, which was very, very well done from our planning team. I remember my last KVK in 95, I struggled to get teleport spots because, hey, there was just no territory, but we had plenty of territory to teleport on, which made fighting so much easier. But yeah, you might be wondering, Earth Camp pushed us all the way to here. These are Earth Camp flags. They were trying to cut us right here. Wind Camp had a big chunk of territory right here. Water Camp had a little chunk right here. How did we come back? Well, as soon as downtime hit, our war leads went over here and retook the pass. They built a flag here, took the pass back, and were building to cut Earth Camp. And this is when downtime hit. A lot of players were offline, and Fire Camp had the majority of players online, so we were able to eventually get to almost burning Earth Camp. I believe the territory was right here. Their flag was, this is with the Earth Camp flag right here, and we were building to right here. Not only that, but we were also pushing Water Camp. We were burning Water Camp, and we were burning Wind Camp during the downtime. We were burning all 3 camps, and we were almost cutting Wind Camp. I believe it was roughly around here. So we were pretty close to cutting both alliances. And then mid-fight, I got this mail. This is from our King Shadow. He said, huge update. Dear all warriors, I am pleased to announce that Earth Camp is surrendering to us. They will now withdraw all cities and be free burned. Amazing job, everyone. Last push. Let's crush wind and water. As soon as I got this mail, I was super confused because how on earth is Earth Camp surrendering in Kingsland when it has just started? This is around 15 hours into Kingsland. I was live streaming the whole time. 15 hours in, they sent this mail, and I was really confused. I asked Lost Kingdom chat. I asked my chat, and I got sent a couple more mails, and I'll show you guys those right now. This mail is from Fersen, and this is the Earth Camp statement and the Earth Camp mail they sent out. It says, we're ending the war. We're going home. Good night, good day, and good morning, all great fellows. We did a great job burning 80% of the entire burnt area of the fire. Well done. But sometimes you need to assess the situation soberly, and at the moment, I believe that we need to end this war since we have exhausted almost all our resources, but our allies, to put it mildly, let us down. I personally expected more from Wind Camp. Just look what we've been able to do Doty and Wave and where they've gone. Therefore, I have now negotiated with Fire so we can receive additional awards for our perseverance and brave battle. I'm truly proud of it, but now we all need to leave Kingsland, fly away completely, and stop fighting right now. I hope for your understanding and prudence. Yours sincerely, 19 Jet. So I got sent this during the live stream, and I was still confused why Earth Camp would pull out of the fight when I feel like Wind Camp is still fresh. Earth Camp, obviously, they're saying in the mail that they're a little bit drained. but they're still kind of fresh. And I don't know about Water Camp too much. I didn't get a mail from Water Camp side. But yeah, this was the Earth Camp response. And then we got the Wind Camp response. Shout out to Gigantic here for the mail. This is the Wind Camp mail they sent. 3740, which is Earth Camp, has betrayed us. Without a single word of discussion, they gave up on this KVK and already finalized negotiations with 3743. Everyone immediately withdraw and return to Zone 4. Go to Zone 4 now. Do not fight anymore. So it's safe to say that Earth Camp saw that they were losing their territory, they were getting cut, and they couldn't do anything about it. So they made a deal with Fire Camp leadership where they would pull out of the zone and we would just be fighting Water and Wind Camp. Water and Wind Camp obviously didn't speak to Earth Camp before Earth Camp did this, and then decided to both pull out of the zone. They did not want to fight 2v1 versus us. So we ended up getting Kingsland for basically free after that mail was sent by Earth Camp. Now it goes a step deeper than what I just explained, and this was the deeper disagreement between Earth Camp and Wind Camp. Wind Camp told Earth Camp while deciding rewards for if they win the KVK, it would be based on who had the most DKP in Kingsland only, not including Pass 7, not including Zone 5. Which is kind of crazy because we fought Earth Camp in Zone 5, we fought Earth Camp and Wind Camp and Water Camp in Pass 7, we fought Water Camp in Pass 5. So the only thing that that would equate to DKP would be Kingsland. That's what Wind Camp wanted. Obviously Earth Camp is not a big fan of that. They fought us insanely hard in Pass 7. They fought us hard in Pass 5, or Zone 5. So that was the big disagreement between Earth Camp and Wind Camp. They also said they were super disappointed in Wind Camp's performance when Earth Camp locked 2 of the 4 shells out of Kingsland and Wind Camp couldn't really burn us that much, which is somewhat true. Earth Camp did push us the hardest. They did end up pushing us all the way to over here, cutting off DD57 and 63 GV out of Kingsland. It is true. So that was Earth Camp's response to their betrayal, quote unquote. I don't know if this would be considered a betrayal. I do feel like they should have spoke to the other camps before making a decision, but I do think they wanted extra rewards for being the first one to surrender. But I am a little bit disappointed that Kingsland didn't last super long. But that is basically the gist of the reason why. Let's go over some stats. So ending power and KP. Let's start off with that. We are at 68 million power, 800,000. I started this KVK around 75 million. I obviously trained a lot of troops mid-fighting, and I'll show you guys my deaths in a second. They're quite good. And I ended the KVK at around 3.2 billion kill points, which is roughly a 1.1 billion kill point gain, which I'm super happy about. My ending dead count was 8.8 million, which is also quite decent in my opinion. And for acclaim, I ended at 14 million acclaim, basically on the dot. Now checking out some other leaderboards of the KVK. We have the enemy elimination. This is pretty much essentially KP of the Kingsland. For first place, we got Cow. Next place, we got Firkin, Skender's Daddy, Lady Odinson, Purple Lotus, Wizard Goodwin, Piano Guido, Iggy Prime, Queenie, and Amona. That's the top 10. Obviously, there's a lot of other familiar faces up here. I ended 56th with 355 million kill points. I ended fighting as soon as the Kingsland was called. I think there was some more KP chasing and cities getting zeroed. I wasn't too interested in that. Take a look at the Autarch leaderboard. For kills, we have 19 Let, or I think it's called Let. That's how it's pronounced, but I'm gonna say Jet. 19 Jet, Skender's Daddy, Queenie, Iggy Prime, Piano, Cow, Lady Odinson, Firkin, Daddy Anu, and Imona. That's the top 10. I ended 57th with 244 million points, and that equals to roughly 1.1 billion kill points, as I said earlier. For deaths, first place goes to Wizard Goodwin, then we have 19 Jet. This is a player from 68. I think he started at 200 million power and he dropped almost 100 mil, so that's crazy. Queen Mother from Earth Camp, we have Queenie, Purple Lotus, Firkin, Crazy, Hunter, and Skender's Daddy. A lot of these players were solo filling a lot, so huge shout out to them. And for heals, first place goes to Firkin, second place goes to 19. This player from 68, Skender, Cow, Queenie, Purple Lotus, Daddy Anu, and Iggy Prime, and Galvin. You can kind of see how I was trading in Kingsland on this. We have 244 million and 161 million healed. So we were trading quite positive, not 2-to-1, but maybe like 170%. So that's not bad at all. Taking a look at my deads. I'm at 1.4 million dead troops. That's the breakdown. A lot of T5s. And if you add this all up, I believe it comes to a roughly 12 million power drop. Did I do that math correctly? Each T5 is 10 power. So I dropped roughly 12 million power, slightly higher than that. And this is what we'll be getting back I am going to be trying to run 2 infantry marches next KVK, so I need to train more infantry. But we are getting another 300,000 back, which would be super nice. We're getting a lot of cavalry back. I was running a ton of cav rallies, and we're getting a bit of archers back. I was a little bit more careful on my archers because I didn't have that many, so I wasn't really joining that many archer rallies, but I was joining Cheeky's rally whenever it came around. We were majorly running cav rallies though. For resources spent healing, I'm at 13.5 billion resources. That's the breakdown. Majority food, a lot more food than I expected, a lot more wood than I expected, and a lot less gold. I thought it would be majority gold. I thought gold would be the highest on this list, to be honest. But yeah, 14.5 or 13.5, and this is the resource I'm getting back. Honestly, not that much, roughly a billion, so it'll be nice to get back, of course, and I'm very grateful. And for the Kingdom Deads, we got 271 million deads from the Kingdom. This is the breakdown. Majority infantry, a ton of infantry, a ton of cavalry, and a little bit of archers. And this makes sense. We have a lot of cav garrisons, we have a lot of infantry garrisons, and we have 1 archer rally and I think 0 archer garrisons. So this breakdown does make sense. And that is the Hall of Heroes. I hope I'm on the top list for the autarchs. I'm not 100% sure how it's going to be breaking up. I'm assuming it's by DKP, and I should be top 120, and I should get a full autarch, which will be nice because I can save my 2 autarch fragments for next KVK. If you guys don't know, these do carry over. So if I do get a full autarch, these will stay in my inventory for next KVK. So God forbid I lose the next KVK, I'll get another autarch. Let's take a look at my resources and my bag of speed ups to show how much is dropped. For resources, we are pretty low, but I honestly don't think this bag is that bad. And of course, I am not migrating, so I'll be holding on to all these resources for next KVK. And of course, I just started farming up again. I stopped farming during past 7, so we're farming up again. For speed ups, I'm at 1,000 days, and I will say probably 100 to 200 days were spent training troops. I ran out of troops during past 7. I trained more. I ran out of troops during Kingsland. I trained more. So I'm going to say roughly 200 days of universals were training troops. We roughly probably used maybe 500 to 600 days on healing, including healing speed ups. I probably had close to 100 days of healing speed ups, and we were sitting at 1500 days of universal, but obviously I gained a lot of universals. So after each fight, the universals will go up again. But yeah, that is the speed ups. That is the resources. I'm super happy about the KVK win. I am a little bit disappointed on how short the fighting was. I was planning to live stream a lot longer and also wake up and live stream some more KVK action, kind of like the 1093 KVK that's been going on. I was kind of hoping it would last at least 2 days so I can get 2 days of live streams, but hey, what are you gonna do? I am pretty happy that this is my last KVK 4. We ended KVK 4s on a win. Next KVK, first KVK 5. I don't know what format we're gonna do. I don't know what seed we're gonna be in, but first KVK 5 in 3743. If you guys want to migrate to 3743, shoot a message to 3743 is recruiting. I don't know if we set up a Discord, but hey, oh no, we have Discord. If you guys want to migrate here, there's the Discord right here. I'll be in this kingdom for KVK 5. I got my restart project coming up soon. Stay tuned for videos on that. 3777 KVK. Also, I will be making a video on that. Don't worry. It'll be the video after this one. Anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!